Well, hello and welcome to the Shifts and Pucks News Pack for the Friday, August the 26th, as we're ending August here within the week, starting Labor Day weekend, coming next weekend, and then back to school, and then closing in on training camp. You can follow us on Twitter at Shifts and Pucks, Facebook.com Shifts and Pucks, YouTube.com Shifts and Pucks, Twitch.com Shifts and Pucks. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. Just a reminder, we did our Future Sports Radio podcast with Brian Weeb, BCIT instructor at the Radio and Arts and Entertainment program in Burnaby, talking about the future of sports radio, which is an interesting question in Calgary and in Vancouver, probably across the NHL going forward as well. Kent Wilson will be joining me on Sunday to discuss hockey content creation. Did a magnificent thread on that and went longer than he went imagined, and he's gotten some interesting interviews out of that. So we will delve into the reactions of that as well as what he's seen and some of the feedback he's gotten. We'll dig into that as well. I'm looking forward to that conversation. But let's get into the news for today, and we'll start with the Canucks actually, as it's been a little quiet in terms of things that have been going on here in Vancouver, but there was Thomas Drance and Rick Dollywall uh, did do a article today in the Athletic. Um, as far as JT Miller, um, the nothing new on that specific fun. One of the names that has been he's been connected with the Flames as well, but the Vancouver Canucks have checked in on unrestricted free agent forward Evan Rodriguez. Um, they've checked in, but according to the article, they've ultimately are not among the teams still in the bidding. It's just comes down to cap flexibility for that to happen. So Rodriguez not in that there. As far as the training camp, which will be interesting, um, moving a left-handed defender over to play the right side. There's talk of Oliver Ekman Larson as a possibility. Travis Dermott, Quinn Hughes is possible on the right side. Um, so we'll be seeing some things a little bit different there, of course. And with that as well, the other discussion is in terms of how camp will be structured. According to Boudreaux, not necessarily a fitness camp, which was something that was a big focus under Travis Green, former Canucks head coach. But they'll be looking more into easing the veterans in, getting them ready for the regular season. That's going to be Boudreaux's plan for this season. So camp coming up, we'll be seeing what Vancouver is up to. Of course, the big question still: what happens with JT Miller? And kind of that is still the big question. What's going on? There's been some talk about a Bull Horvat extension. We wonder if we'll see that before camp starts. Um, and of course, you got the young stars back in Penticton. I think that's going to be great as well. So something's still going on in Vancouver a little bit there to keep an eye on. As far as other NHL signings, there was a couple of signings as well today that happened. The first one announced, they were just announced a bit ago, but um, it looks like Philip Sedina has been signed with the Detroit Red Wings. He signed for 3 years there, and that will be so. They have him locked up as the Red Wings continue to lock up some of their young stars. 3-year contract for Sedina. He, of course, was in the Quinn Hughes draft. He's 22 years old, 6th overall pick in 2018, 160 NHL games, 25 goals, 36 assists. Salary cap hit is 1.825, 5.4 million overall. So Philip Zadina added there, and Philip Myers has been signed by the Tampa Bay Lightning, and of course, that should be he was acquired by Nashville last season in the Ryan Ellis trade. Didn't work out in Nashville, moved on to Tampa Bay, and of course, Tampa Bay is one of those places that's been a pretty good reclamation project for a lot of players. You look at Zach Bogosian being one of them. 1 year, 1.4 1 year extension, 2023, 2024 season. Carry a 2.55 cap hit, 3.8 salary in the coming year. And so the Tampa Bay doing some work, a little bit of work there, and getting another veteran defenseman, adding to that depth. He's 6'5". He's 210 pounds. He was acquired in a trade from Nashville in July. 7 goals, 26 assists, and 142 games with the Flyers and the Predators. So Philip Myers signed a contract. Women's World Championship going on here. Of course, day 2 of that. 2 games today. As we look at the scores in those games, as mentioned, 2 games today, and we look at the scores from today. Of course, we've got the Switzerland win, and Japan. Switzerland beating Japan, 3-1. And as Switzerland wins their first game, Japan falls to 0-2. And this is the 7th time that these two teams have played, and the Swiss have won all 7. First win for Andrea Brandonell, who came in with an 0-7 record. Japan plays Canada on Sunday. Swiss play the Canadians tomorrow. So Japan 0-2. They lost to the U.S. 2-0 on yesterday, and then the Czechs beat Hungary 7-1, as the Czechs scored 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and lead the way there. Adela Sapolovia gets 2 goals for the Czechs to lead the way, as the Czechs now win that game, and Hungary loses there. And as we continue to watch on that, as leading the way, Spapalova had 1 goal. I just was looking at the summary. I thought I saw her name twice. Was seen double. Daniela Pastova, a goal and assist, 2 points, led the way offensively, and Sapalova got a goal as well there for the Czechs, leading the way. So that is what's going on that one, as the Czechs win. The Czechs go to the Czechs continue on there, and Hungary over Hungary, as we look at the standings in Group A. So Group A is U.S., Canada, Finland, Switzerland, Japan. Group B, Czech, Germany, Sweden, Hungary, Denmark. And in terms of the standings here, Czechs win their first game as there, and it's going on there. So Czechs win 7-1. Tomorrow we've got the USA versus Finland, and then we've got Sweden versus Germany, and then on Sunday, Canada versus Switzerland. Czechs taking on Denmark coming up there as well. So that is what's going on there for the Women's World Championship. So Hungary, by the way, 1-1. Sorry, to clarify, and Czechs got their first win 1-0 in their first game. So sorry, thought I was seeing double there. I mean, new glasses. Anyway, that is what's going on with the Women's World Championship in terms of on the ice. Off the ice, there has been a suspension as Petra Nieminen will miss tomorrow's game for checking from behind the penalty that she took against Canada. She will miss tomorrow's USA-Finland game. Finns gave Canada a run again. Canada won 4-1 yesterday. The Finns were in this game. It's been typically, obviously, the favorites are going to be Canada and the US, but the Finns are going to might be that third team. So, but Nieminen will be a big loss for Finland, or Nieminen will be a big loss for the Finns tomorrow. And in the WHL, so the Everett Silvertips hired former Saskatoon Blades and Regina Pats head coach David Strutch as their as an associate coach, and the Brandon. So he's going to be in the lineup, part of that coaching staff in Everett. They were eliminated in one of the biggest upsets of the playoffs last year by the Vancouver Giants, and of course he will be joining the Everett Silvertips, and the Brandon Wheat Kings also added to their staff, as well as they've added Del Pedrick to their coaching staff. And Wheat Kings, of course, were eliminated in the first round as well in the playoffs. Adding to head coaches Don McGilvery's staff. Pedrick from Melita, Manitoba, spent the last 2 seasons as a Notre Dame's Hounds head coach for their U18A team. And Mike Babcock has resigned as coach of the University of Saskatchewan. That happened yesterday. 14-9 record, lost the Calgary Dinos in the quarterfinals in the Canada West last year. He'll be replaced by Brandon Cote, one of his assistant coaches. So we'll see what the future is for Mike Babcock. But that is the news for today. Of course, you can follow us all individually on Twitter. Sean Beery, Canucks 03, Tyler, TNOBLE, Chris Schneid's, SCHNEIDZ, Devin Gordhouse 09. I am KEVOLE, Shifts and Pucks on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Subscribe wherever you get your audio, as well as on the Area 51 Sports Network. We thank you for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.